Good afternoon, or good morning, or good evening, or whatever day it is, wherever you are. This is Dr. T with Coach Ed, and I am excited to continue to bring you this information to this week. Last week, I hope you did, and just to recap what you were asked to do, you and or your student, is to just kind of get oriented to the transition and do some of the small things, although they are significant, in the first week of this 90-day countdown. And just to recap, what was asked of you to do is, just have an honest conversation with your recent graduate about college. What are their goals? Do more listening and talking. I know, from my experience and background, I want to interject my experience or what happened 40 years ago, and it's been a whole new century since then. So do more listening and then talking and offering. This would be a good time to do that. There'll be many times you can interject your experiences. So just have a honest conversation, with your child, your soon-to-be college student, about their college goals, and just see what they say. It'll give you a good idea of just where they are and where you need to go, and some things you may need to add to the conversation later on. The second thing I ask you to do is to go to the website of the school you have been admitted to, you hope to be admitted to, or you are looking to be admitted by. And I say all three because there's still some students who have not been admitted for whatever reason. They may have applied late, they may have been put on a wait list. There are a number of reasons why they may not have, but I'm quite sure by now most people have. So if you have, go to the school's website and look at the academic calendar. As I mentioned last week, there's a wealth of information you can gather by doing this, especially we get calls all the time when the answer could be found on the academic calendar, such as when is move-in day, when is open house, when is orientation, and those are very important dates you need to know. For those of you that may need to coordinate vacation, coordinate purchases, coordinate travel, that day is very, very important. But there's a litany of things you'll see on that calendar that I think you will find very, very valuable information. In addition to that, make sure you have some sort of ID. Some schools require that just to verify you are who you say you are. But also transcripts, very important document. Yes, you may have attached or sent your transcript in with your admissions information, but sometimes things get lost, they get jammed up in the ethers or wherever, and they may not have a copy. So just in case, not that you will, just in case if you need a copy of your official high school transcript, you'll have one just to delete with them. Also, immunizations. I know it's part of some schools, either the insurance is included in tuition, and if it is, and that your child is still on your health care plan, there's an option or an opportunity for you to opt out of the schools. It should be. I know where I was, that was the case. You could opt out of being doubly covered, so you can sign a waiver that you would not be charged for health insurance from the university, that you still have health insurance on your child from your employer. And then last but not least, just talking money. If you're going to talk money, I would advocate an honest conversation, and this is where you are, and then look at where you are compared to what you're able to do. It's part of my mission and purpose of Coach Ed. I'm constantly putting out information about scholarships. My only wonder, and I encourage you, at Coach Ed Solutions, gmail.com. Give me some feedback if you submitted any applications. What was the answer, the feedback? I'm quite sure those good to have. You may have gotten some awards, which is great. I want to hear that. So those were the top things that we talked about last week. I hope you took the time to do it. If not, you got to double up this week. But speaking of double up, if you are not, and I know you're busy, if you have not, or you are not able to follow the schedule that I'm talking about, this kind of speaks to the topic of the day we I just mentioned. Get organized or get overwhelmed. Guys, the longer you wait, the more it's going to really build up, the more it's going to really be a overwhelming experience for everybody, parents, because there are things you don't know that you maybe should know. Your child, you've asked them to do some things, and when you meet back up, or in the vernacular of sports, you huddle back up, which I encourage. I know that was one thing that we did with our students. We have huddle sessions in the morning just to say, anything we need to know. Here's some things you need to know, and this is no more than 5-10 minutes at best. Just to get a flavor of where the students in the early college term were early college. And I'm going to talk about that this week, I promise you. Just to get a flavor of was there anything we need to be aware of, and that was the purpose of the hurdle sessions. So hurdle with your child. Have a moment and say, look, what's going on? Here's some things we need to concentrate on. Oh, mom, dad. No, look, you signed up for this. You said you wanted to go, and this is what it's going to take. So going back to the title, get organized or get overwhelmed. And this is the time, to kind of get this done, get this fixed. And there are 4 things that I'm suggesting we do, not very time consuming maybe, but just a matter of just getting things and getting them organized. First thing I want to do is ask you to do is set up a digital folder on Google Drive. Just one place that everybody knows. If you need a document, you need to email it somewhere. On this drive, here it is. Name it whatever you want. College preparation, your child's name, college, whatever it takes. Just have this where you can. It's just a go-to. Not thumbing through paper, not going through all your files like I do sometimes, but in that one spot on Google Drive, you have a digital folder, which includes your and this is just a list, not that it all applies to you, but transcripts, any immunization, if there's a maybe an acceptance letter, put that in there too. If ADA applies with accommodations, make sure you have those documents in that one spot so you'll know where they are. Also have a physical folder for any scholarship mail. If you're getting mail through mail and or email, just print it out. Anything pertains to scholarships, you got either in a digital or physical folder. Also, by now, some of you should have gotten an email with a welcome letter, a welcome and somewhat of a orientation. And I think they need to start off and get you guys involved, because on this side of the university, where you've been given a username and password for the university portal or the university intranet or the internet, which you will have a personalized email address from the university. You need to make sure that there's a list of those passwords, or the password, and access can be given to the parents and or the student, of course. And I say and or because of FERPA. I think we talked about that before, and I need to bring that back up. But have passwords from the school as part of this log or part of this in this digital folder, so that you can have them. And then here's one that I'm not toying with. It's just some suggest one, some suggest the other. But parents, have due dates and orientation events. That's important for the parent, yes, because more than likely the parent will have to, drive and drop off. And in most cases, it is a family affair to have an open house, to have orientations. It's somewhat of a family affair. But if this is the day where they're going and you're going to leave them, you need to know what dates and what times. From university to university, it does vary. I know we look at in August. We see the universities. Families are there. It's a very important moment, very stressful, very exciting all at the same time. But know when those dates are, because on the parental end, there need to be some coordination with dates, times off, that sort of thing. And with the students end, they need to know so they can prepare, and that's what we're doing now. I'm trying to get you guys to understand the importance of preparation, understand the importance of getting this information together so that you'll have it. And again, it is my hope and my prayer that you are taking heed of what I'm giving you with this 90-day countdown. And every week I will come with anywhere from 3 to 5 things that I suggest you should do to get ready and get prepared. I hope this was helpful. I think it can be if it's used properly. But just to go back over what I'm asking you to do this week is to set up a digital folder, a Google Drive or whatever you use, just so that you'll have all the information that you need right in one spot. Then the second one is to have a physical folder for any scholarship information. But guess what? You can also put this stuff in a digital file also. Make sure that you understand and there's the passwords, or sometimes later on they will allow you to change the password for the university that you're going to. But have the password so that you have all the logins, and I think the main one will be your university email. That is, I think people underestimate. Although there are apps you can get text, but there's going to be a wealth of information that university is going to want to convey to you, and I would encourage, and parents, please push this. Students, check your email every day, every single day. It could be something from a professor. It could be requesting you to come to the scholarship office, requesting you to come to financial aid. You just never know that. And sometimes, coming from the university end, we think it's a given, but it's not. The students miss so many things by not checking their emails. The professor could call you. Look, I saw your grade. We need to talk. And if you don't know that, then you miss it, and then you don't do well. And then you're going to blame the professor, but you didn't check your email. The professor did reach out to you. That's not at every university. Some just leave it up to the student. You're grown enough. You're an adult now. You need to handle your business. I think the smaller the university, there will be more outreach from the university, or let's say, professor, I missed you in class today. I'm noticing your grades. What's going on? We need to talk. Simple as that. And I've worked with professors that send out numerous cries for come, let's talk, and then the student not do well, and they try to blame the professor. And then when we look back at the paper trail, there was numerous opportunities for you to get help, and you didn't respond. So that's on the student. Okay, guys, that's all I have for you today. I appreciate your time. And again, I hope you're taking advantage of the things I'm giving you, because I think at some point you will see, he was telling the truth. He was right. I should have done that. But that's what I want you to concentrate on this week, if you will. And I leave you with this, guys. I'm going to do all I can for as many people as I can for as long as I can. I mean that for real. And I ask you to do the same. If you have any questions that I didn't answer, or you want to just kind of jump ahead, that's fine too. Send them to coachedSolutions@gmail.com, coachedSolutions gmail.com, and I'll get back with you. I'm constantly watching my email, so you should hear back very soon. Very soon. I pride myself in doing that. All right, guys. Coach Ed, we'll see you soon.